A road race below Avignon on a Sunday. A simple course around the TGV line, no major climbs, a 2.2 kilometre circuit, and 6 laps, so 13 kilometres. We parked up the night before on the course. This is the meeting point with another team who we're going to stay with. So we're having some fun, but this place was actually a hangout where men meet up with men, and the other side of the tracks was where men pay for women. So anyway, we had to move. We found a nice place a bit further away from the circuit and the noise of the TGV. And this is the team from Saint-Mer, and they were playing with a metal detector. We had a good evening, and then up early and on the track at dawn, having a few practice laps. And the children's races went well for Saint-Mer. They won both the children's categories, and then it was on to the older boys race. The riders getting their gearing checked out and then heading to the start line. Tom is next to what he calls pizza box kit, and Tom's got clipped in pedals today. You can see him there struggling to clip in. It actually took him around 20 seconds to clip in. So he was well and truly last off the line, but managed to clip in and get into the back of the peloton by turn 1 of lap 1. So it's just the course underneath the railway line, up over the little hill there, the embankment, for in case there's a flood, the levee, and then off they go down the road. And the 2 riders at the back of the peloton are a bit out of the pack now, quite stretched out after that turn. And later on, those 2 riders are good, they're working together, but the strength of the peloton, it's hard to catch back up. 2 age groups in this race. Tom is in the lower age group, so the older riders are at the front of the group putting the power on. This rider in the black, apparently he's from another area of France, maybe on holiday down here this weekend. Out that corner, and again the riders at the back in difficulty, which includes Tom. You see the peloton is stretched out and thin, and here they come over the levee again. The riders at the front going back on the pace.
Go for it, Tom. Pizza wheel now.
I say Tommy needs to get into that group there, and you see there's 4 or 5 riders behind Tom, and as they come round, only one of those riders behind Tom made it back into the peloton. So that was a very important moment of the race to get up there.
Allez, Tom!
So the peloton has really started to thin out, and every time they go around that corner, it's difficult for the riders at the back.
Ouais, voilà.
Tom in a good position here. It's good riding.
Good, Tom. Stay up there.
And the peloton is really flying along, actually. And they come round for lap 4 now, and a big attack from Axel at the front, one of the older riders. Raphael in the blue shoes, red top, in 4th place. Tom is well positioned into this corner, with quite a few riders behind Tom. And this is going to be a big moment in the race with that attack off the front. Tom going past the rider in the black kit. And it'll be full power now.
Yeah. Up, Tom! Up, Tom!
See the peloton is stretched out.
Up.
And Tom is just there.
Now. Big, good.
Tom has never beaten the rider ahead in a road race. And the riders off the back now, that they are in big trouble, not on the peloton. So as they come round for lap 5, penultimate lap, what's it going to be? Who's going to come around the corner? That's a group of 8 riders. Axel's attack didn't work out for him, but it has split up that peloton, and they're still going. And here comes Tom, and he's been dropped out the peloton, but there's no one with him. He's on his own. Maybe the riders behind him will group up. It's going to be difficult for Tom. So here is the front peloton. Flying along.
Yeah, Raph.
Raphael well placed. And this was the situation with 4 riders out on their own. Tom was the second rider. And what happened was Tom and the rider ahead grouped up into a pair to work together. So this is the final lap now. The front 8 going for the sprint. And here you see Tom was working together with Quinton. And Tom said Quinton actually waited for Tom so they could work together to make sure they didn't get overtaken by these 2 strong riders, the Pizza Box kit and Maxence. Here's the sprint finish with some lapped riders. A bit of confusing to see. There's 2 lapped riders. Axel with the sprint, Raphael well up there, fastest in his age group, and some very tired riders and lapped riders. And here comes Tom and Quinton. And Tom said he did a deal to get some help and Quinton would win the sprint. Looks like Quinton would win the sprint anyway. But they worked something out between them. And we thought that might be third for Tom. But it was Quinton who got third place. The rider we don't know got second. Raphael with the win, and that'll be P4 for Tom. And there's Raphael getting the win. Tom getting P4 again, but beating a few riders that have always beaten Tom on the road racing, so a change in the results. And no real climbs in that race, which is normally Tom's strong point. So that's an interesting race. Tom did really well, and there'll be another race next Saturday.